Good evening, citizens of Lewisburg. Welcome to our March 18th Town Council meeting. Begin by having our roll call, please.
Mayor Neal,
Here.
Councilman Stoffer,
Here.
Councilwoman Woods, here, Councilwoman Stein, yes, Councilwoman Wright,
Here.
Councilwoman Baker, here, Councilman Langston.
Here. Number 2 is our invitation. And could I ask Reverend Dustin, would you with the honor of giving us our invitation?
Let's bow our heads. Oh, God Almighty, we give you praise and glory as we come, Lord, amen, into this gathering. We are most thankful, Lord, for a wonderful, beautiful day, Lord. We are glad and we are rejoicing in it. We thank you, Lord, amen, for gathering us here. We ask you, Lord, amen, to bless each of us, Lord, individually, Lord, for our needs and our desires, but also, Lord, bless us as a community as we come together, Lord, for this particular occasion. We do ask, Lord, amen, that you would help us, Lord, amen, to that our work on examination, Lord, shall be according to what our created, and it shall be needed in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Item number 4 is the adoption of the agenda. Without any changes, can I get a motion to adopt the agenda for this evening? Council?
I make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we adopt our agenda for this evening. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 5, the approval of the minutes for the February 19th regular meeting. If no corrections or anything, could I get a motion for the approval of the last month's meeting?
Make a motion to adopt the minutes of the meeting along with the closed session meeting.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we approve the minutes from the February 19th meeting as well as the minutes from the closed session. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 6, the public comment section. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen, when you as the citizens can come forward with any comments that you wish to let the council know. So we ask that you keep your comments to 3 minutes, please. And anyone have any comments that's tonight?
All right, Brian Weicker, 149 Preacher Bowl Road. It's nice to be here with you guys tonight. I just left the county commissioners meeting where I spoke on the same thing about talking about. I have this really amazing opportunity in my life where I get to go door to door, talk to people, and have conversations right here in front of the county. And I spent the last few weekends speaking with people here in Lewisburg. I know a couple of you may have been visited by some of my teammates because I heard about those experiences. And something that the commissioners recently did is they approved this $175,000 for a pickleball. That's great, you know, I mean, that provides some recreational opportunities for people, and it's close to my home actually, which is awesome, I suppose. Pickleball players on average are 39 or older, and I'd like to see more youth opportunities, more youth engagement. I'd like to see the town council work with the county commissioners to see what can be done. One of the things I expressed to them is that we have 3 high schools, all of them have swim teams. There's no recreation center for them to swim at, so they compete for time outside of our county, which I think is absurd. I think that's not really doing justice by our students. I'd like to see you guys take some leadership and address those things. I mean, I am 31 years old. There is 1 basketball goal out here. There was 2 when I was a kid. So we're going backwards. That's concerning. I'd like to see that change, but like I said, I know that has to be, maybe some collaboration between you guys and the county commissioners. And it can't all be on you guys to account for to just build a rec center of your own. I recognize. But I certainly would see you push for it. Leave it on the county commissioners. If they can't meet that demand, leave it on them. If you gotta push it for it, I know the community will use it. Going door to door, this is what the people want. Have the conversation. No less than 60 times just the past 2 weekends, and thousands in my lifetime. Right? This is not new. These are the same things you guys have been hearing forever. Right? It's the same media issues that are always brought up: basketball, swimming pool, stuff to engage our youth. Make it happen. Let's see that. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Ready at Lewisburg as we drive. Well, it's not important to overflow by, Channel 5 morning, pictures not on anymore. It's not important we have one. I just don't like Franklin on every morning in Lewisburg, no.
Anyone else?
Oh, Walters, 108 Sunset Avenue. First of all, I would like to thank the person or persons who are responsible for helping get the Church Bell Methodist Church playing again. We have really enjoyed those as a family, listening to them, and I'm very, very thankful that they are back on and that we can hear them. I think it's a blessing for a lot of people. Secondly, I want to talk about the white flag shelter. While a white flag shelter is a noble idea, I must ask the town council.
Could I ask you to hold that comment to our public hearing?
Oh, sorry.
Feel free to come back up and
Okay, well,
take your.
thank you.
Anyone else? If not, we'll move on to item number 7. Just a moment. I'd like to get a motion from the council that we go into public hearing. It's been moved and properly seconded that we will go into the public hearing for our white flag shelter. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
We can start with item number 7.
Yes.
The petition to annex.
You're looking at the old.
This is item number 7.
Oh. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Now is the time, if anyone that may, feel free to come forward if you have, any comments that relate to the white flag. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Are we going in order to sign the sheet or should I start? You need
But just take your name out of it.
all the Walters. On our way to something out.
Let me ask you to try to keep your comments to 3 minutes.
While a white flag shelter is a noble idea, I must ask the town council if they have truly cost of implementing such a facility in our downtown. The most obvious red flag regarding this idea is the fact that our town is not financially stable, nor is its infrastructure. The water plant is in need of major upgrade work. Our power grid infrastructure also needs serious attention. The economic growth of our downtown is struggling at best. I asked the town council why they would want to direct its resources and energy away from these obvious needs to put in place a facility that will not only threaten the economy of the downtown and add no value to it economically, but will also be a threat to the peace of mind to many of our downtown residents. Again, while a benevolent thought, this is a cause better left to bigger cities that can afford these types of shelters, or to churches and ministries that have staff and resources who are called to meet these needs. Many such places do exist in the Raleigh, Durham, and surrounding areas already. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ed Bennett, 215 Kingfisher Way, and I'm also a member of the Franklin County Interfaith Council. I'd like to thank the council, the administration and its professionals. They're interested in the implementation of the White Flag program. We've listened to various positions and have seen the reports given to help all of us understand the potential costs, the liabilities, the complexities, and most importantly, the benefits of such a program. Numerous factors have to be considered to address these needs. A suitable location and facility. It's got to be large, probably as a maximum of 30 people. Sanitation and cleaning. Insurance liability. Staffing, whether it be paid, volunteered, or a combination of those. Minimum training for staff. CPR, de-escalation, Narcan, mental health awareness, just to name a few. Space allocation. Is it going to be a combined unit with family, or would it be a separate male and female facility? Financial costs, negative and positive effects on the town and the people of Lewisburg. Consideration of a public-private venture to fund and administer the program. Now, most of these items have been addressed to some extent during the report on public comments at previous meetings. Unfortunately, it's not as simple as opening the doors and letting people of need use our facilities, the town facilities. We recognize that the program to be considered, that all these questions, issues, and concerns need to be properly addressed. Given the public forum used, we have had a minimal amount of time to make statements and do not have a chance to properly respond to comments and information voiced by others. Reports can be interpreted in different ways, and without the proper context, one could come to the wrong conclusion. The winter white flag conditions have passed essentially for this season. There is now time for all interested parties to take the opportunity to complete a more thorough investigation and soliciting all points of view. The Franklin County Interfaith Council would like to propose that the council consider appointing an ad hoc committee to address these issues and concerns. If the Franklin County Interfaith Council is interested in partnering with the town, would like to be a part of the process. We would suggest that the committee consists of the following: 2 members of the Franklin County Interfaith Council, 2 interested or concerned members of the public, so we had an accurate cross-section. Professional staff as determined by the town, suggesting police, fire, EMT, and the like, whatever they would feel would be appropriate. A council representative and a town administrator who has so graciously been interested and has done a very detailed report on this thus far, and that he would serve as the committee chair. The committee objectives would be to work out the details and responsibilities of this public-private partnership, determine the best location for the temporary facility, determine staffing needs, training, and resources, insurance costs, financial costs to the town and the Franklin County Interfaith Council. And this would realistically have to be arranged because of the uncertainty of weather conditions, because of the number of flags events called in any given year. And also, we would like to address any concerns, benefits, and need for the white flag program.
So could I ask you to, what's in the conclusion there?
I will give you copies.
Okay. Okay. We've been,
Oh, sorry.
thank you. They both will give back copies, yes. Thank you. Make sure. Thank you again. Anyone else?
Beverly Hedley, 120 John Street, Lewisburg, North Carolina. Thank you for having this public hearing about a very, very important issue that, while it may not impact many citizens, it does impact some. So, we have really struggled and worked hard on this plan that Mr. Bennett just presented. We would strongly suggest that you adopt it and modify it, whatever you want to do with it, but it makes sense to us to take some time, because we have it now, to really look into this. I mean, we've looked every place from Vance County. Henderson used, Ms. Wright, as you suggested, they used their disaster plan and used a North Carolina law and opened a white flag shelter in a town-owned building this year. And so far, they have had, it's over for the year, they have had nothing go wrong. They've had no lice, no bed bugs, no bloodborne pathogens. They've had nothing out of the way happen. Was their shelter used every time? No. Sometimes they had nobody. The average on a white flag night was 2 to 3. But that was 2 to 3 people that slept in a warm, linen nights. The Interfaith Council, we don't have all the answers. We've met with people from all across the state that have different, white flag shelters. And I will tell you the same thing I learned with 3 clinics. If you've seen one white flag shelter, you've seen one white flag shelter. They are all different. They are all, run different. I will respond to one comment from tonight. There are shelters all around us. There are not shelters that will take Franklin County people. Nash County told me to take care of your own. Wake County will take some of our people if they have room. Remember, these are people that have no transportation. It's 32 miles by the sign out here to Raleigh. Our best partner right now is Vance County, but they have very limited resources too. They do house our homeless people, but our white flag people, they only have 8 beds. So it's really hard to find a shelter for white flag. I will tell you that Fayetteville did bus their white flag people a couple of times into Durham. So please take this proposal of ours under consideration and let's work together.
Thank you. Frankie Bartholomew?
Yes, I'm Frankie Bartholomew, 1802 White Level Road. I actually recently retired from, as operations manager to a shelter in a neighboring county. So I have worked a lot with White Flag. One of the things that I think it's a great idea, but we also need to be prepared because things happen that you may not even realize that happen. At the shelter that I work at, we have over 508 people on average. One was for men and the other was for women and children. We would get people all over the United States. They don't call, they just show up. We were one of the receiving shelters from Fayetteville. One day we got 38 people who didn't even know where they were going, got there and didn't want to be there. When you start a white shelter, your name goes on a list, the statewide list. And what happened oftentimes with mental health facilities and hospitals would send us individuals that were not mentally or physically able to participate in our program. If you notice in Raleigh, in Wake County, in Durham, in Fayetteville, Cary, you see homeless camps. And what happens when you open up one shelter or White Flag shelter is it's a temporary fix. It's for people that want something for one night. There are existing programs in place that have programs that can help people get on their feet and go out and become productive members of society. When we do White Flag, we're focused on them in getting into those programs. We did take people from Franklin County and Vance County at our shelter. Our motto was we always have one more bed. We try not to turn people away. The issue is, many of the people that I talked to from neighboring counties did not have transportation to get to our shelter. And we did white flag and we did, like I said, the program. But one of the things that you have to consider is you can't vet people because they're coming in for one night. Do they have ID? Are they sexual offenders? Do they have a history of mental illness? And that's all that needs to be taken into consideration. Although it's a great idea, more thought needs to be put into it.
Thank you. Bobby Cooper.
Bobby Cooper, 701 North Main Street. Okay. First, Field of Dreams is build it and they will come. That's a flawed marketing concept, generally from the private sector point of view. From a shelter perspective, you build it and they will be coming from all over. This was ill-conceived as a public hearing tonight. It wasn't properly advertised, even though you voluntarily did something, and understand offhanded prior to the meeting that there will be no action coming from this. This is just simply to gauge public sentiment. But right now you're competing against the county with their meeting tonight and all the upheaval over the reassessments that just hit. On that very same note, this reassessment and this reevaluation, I should say, where we're seeing rates 50 to 75% higher. Now, here's an opportunity. You're wanting to spend money, and my concern is that you're going to take advantage of these new evaluations and not look at a revenue neutral budget for the year, because this is going to impose tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in no time at all onto us citizens paying this. So I think it's very open-conceived. The definition as to who would be using it has also been very vague. If your water goes out, if your heat pump doesn't quite keep up, if you're underhoused is a new term. So all of those issues are very ill-defined, and this has not been properly advertised to get enough people out here to give this some serious thought. And also the dedication of this being an interfaith council project is also something you need to take a close look at. Thank you.
Elder Jesse Daniels.
Good evening, Mayor Hill, Chief Abbott, Town Council members, and others, everyone else present on tonight. Yes, my name is Elder Jesse Daniels, founder of Kingdom Outreach Ministries here in Lewisburg, North Carolina. This is a ministry that goes into the community to minister to the needs of the homeless, hungry, naked, those in prison, visitors, sick, and shut in. I minister any one day, 8 to 10 people by feeding them, encouraging them, and giving them hope to try to come up out of their situation. Because I know God is concerned about the homeless. Remember, Jesus was born into homelessness. That's why it's very important to Him. And we as servants of His, we're supposed to take that as a priority to make sure that these people are taken care of, whatever situations put them into their dire straits and needs right now. You know, God is still concerned about that. But we need to have people that are compassionate, that will go out and reach, lend a hand down to pull them up. Because 23 years ago, I was homeless on the streets of North Virginia because of my drug addiction. But 23 years later, I'm standing here as a man of God. We don't know who those homeless people are or what they can become. But giving them a chance in their time of need is very important. And that's why I go out and do what I do 5 days a week, mostly out of my pocket or sometimes people will make donations. But that's why I'm compassionate, because what concerns God concerns me. He says in the word, whatever you have done to the least of these, my people, you've also done it unto me. But I just hope you would take that into consideration, because God is watching. Thank you.
Okay. All that are signed up, I'll allow another 3 minutes for anyone who did not sign up on the list would like to make a comment. Okay, not,
Oh, well, I did sign up. I'm up there. Let's see.
yeah, I heard it.
Okay, good. Brian, I give you one more thing. I spoke to you as the first person, in the first meeting that's ever on the agenda in support of the White Flag Shelter. I remain unfazed with everything that we've heard. I continue to be in support of the White Flag Shelter. I continue to believe it's a minimum ask. I think the risk that people are talking about is very real. It has to be a very real consideration. I think Councilor Clancy made some very good points the last meeting about insurance and liability. And really what I walked away from the meeting is that we do not have all the answers here. And I have to say that I agree with Bobby Cooper that this public meeting was, public hearing was ill-conceived. I think that the public does not have enough knowledge to make an accurate assessment whether they're in support or not. We just don't have all the facts. I think, we would like to know the liability to the town. You hear the potential crime and things, but as the gentleman just spoke before me, and we're talking about giving people a chance, trying to give them hope. These are community members, these people who live here, who don't have a home, who know they're here. And like I said, it's a minimum ask. It's gonna have to be a collaboration. It cannot be on this council and on this town government alone. And as we have heard, numerous church leaders who come to speak to this process, it cannot be on the churches, it cannot be on the religious organizations. Clearly, neither can do it by themselves. It's gonna have to be a collaborative effort. So that's what I like to see. That's the leadership I expect from you guys. So look forward to seeing it. Thank you.
Okay. Now, council, did I get a motion to, close public hearing? To move, properly second, that we close public hearing on the White Flag Shelter. I want to thank all of you for your comments this evening as well. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Thank you, citizens, for your comments. Item number 8 on the agenda, the petition of annexation for Carroll Store. Mr. Callahan.
Mayor, council, this is the first step in proposed annexation for 3 parcels located on Carroll Circle. If you look on page 19, it shows the 3 parcels that are present in my town. They would bring them into the town to have to get zoning permits for, single family dwellings, and I think they may have to do a building permit. That staff does recommend bringing these parcels into the town if they are contiguous. It will place, all of Carroll Circle in the town. And that will provide them with, police and fire protection, and already served by all Bluebird utilities.
Any questions from the council to Mr. Callahan?
Make the motion with approve.
Yeah.
We move the property second that we, move with this annexation of, Carroll Circle. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 9, approval of resolution seeking financial wastewater improvement. Mr. Bennett.
Mayor, Town Council, thank you. Tonight, I'm requesting approval of a resolution to apply and accept state funds to undertake construction of a new lift station in Green Hill subdivision and complete various sewer line improvements throughout town. The application deadline is in April, which is April the 5th, I do believe, with awards announced sometime in the fall. there's the background that you guys received, and I don't want to go through that, but this is just routine asking for assistance to the state.
Joe, do I need to recuse myself from this environmental property that's beneficial? I want to say it for the record, I want to recuse myself.
So, look, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Thompson. But here it's for improvement projects as well as the lift station out at Green Hill. What I'm asking for is approval of resolution to move forward with this process.
Without question, just explain, what the lift station.
Okay, so the lift station actually is, in solid waste, I guess is the way to put it, proper way to put it. Correct, solid waste would be the proper way to put it, it's waste.
Yes, when it cannot flow gravity, it has to be lifted so it can return to gravity. And what the town is running into, the Green Hill station is the oldest station, and it's undersized with the development heading primarily in that direction. And with everything around Walmart makes it to the Green Hill lift station. Everything up 401, that's gotta make it to the Green Hill lift station, because that's where gravity is going to take it to. And it goes from there, under the river over to the sewer plant. And as far as development, we need to put a new larger station, because that one is maxed out, and we can in essence consider no more development till we do, bring a new one online.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the council? If not, then we get a motion for approval of this, financial wastewater improvement.
Second.
We move and properly second that we, approve the resolution seeking financial wastewater improvements. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, item number 10, our administrative report.
Mayor, Town Council, thank you. Staff is working with Oakland Collier on some preliminary design work related to the mini mart on Main Street. As noted in the past, we've removed the gas tanks, and we're moving forward with some preliminary designs. As soon as we get those, I'll forward those to council. The finance director's position has been filled. Jackie Waldron will be joining the team on Wednesday, March the 27th. The position of planning and zoning administration has been filled. Terry Satterwhite will be joining the team on Monday, March the 25th. Interviews are underway for the open HR position. The town hall will be closed on Friday, March the 29th, in observance of Good Friday. Budget season is upon us. Staff and council met this past Thursday to kick off the budget process. Staff will continue to work on the budget, and a series of meetings will be held for discussion. And one thing I did not note on your administrative report is we received calls about leaves that were not picked up. If they've not been picked up, if you could put them in the bags instead of those at the street, staff pick those up. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item number 11 is the mayor's report. I only have one thing to report, this month, is that, I was fortunate enough to be, in a meeting with the governor of North Carolina this past Tuesday. He toured Lewisburg, and he came here, with his tour called The Year of the Public School. And he came visiting Lewisburg, and he visited, Lewisburg Elementary. And, also visited the classroom of, Councilwoman Wood. Now, in his, speech that he made, he talked about how important it is to, continue funding public education. That is what he's, touring the state with, and he's touring various, high school and school facilities there, urging citizens to, lobby their legislature and, legislators and, keeping, full funding of our education system. So, spent some time with him, on Tuesday, which I enjoyed tremendously. Also attended the economic development meeting in Youngsville, the county economic development meeting. Well, talked about various projects that the county has going as well as far as attempting to attract businesses to the Franklin County and Youngsville area. Also talked about various things about their industrial park, how they are planning to improve that as well. And also, she mentioned questions that are asked of them as businesses look at Franklin County. One important thing was our building. We have, and an example used, a 30,000 square foot building. They're getting requests for that as companies come in, they look for space. And as of right now, they have problems filling that request. So that is a challenge that they have in the county as well for, to help attract business. And I assume that question will be posed to the town too, as we try to solicit businesses coming to our local industrial park on T Kemp Road. That is a challenge that we're facing as well, is providing adequate space for businesses who want to come to the town. So that will be meetings that are heavy. Thank you, Dr. Myers. Item number 12, the police report. You can, you have that in your proposal there, in your packet. You can do that at your leisure. Unless, Chief, you have anything you'd like to specifically bring our attention to?
No, everything is after your review. Any questions on the other stuff?
Okay, item number 13, the fire report. Representative from the fire department that would like to speak on that. If not, that report is included in your package as well. So you can read that at your leisure as well. Item number 14, council comment. Council, Tom, you have any comments you feel like to speak about? Councilman?
So, at the point of order, is this appropriate time for me to make a resolution?
I believe, Councilman, that would have to be on the agenda.
Okay, put it on the agenda for next week. Problem we've had here for years, and brought up tonight, is the lack of recreational facilities, both indoor and outdoor. We have multiple organizations that would benefit. We have explored this in the past, and I think we need to go back again. That's to look at doing a joint venture with county, municipalities, and our college. All these organizations are in dire need of recreational facilities. We had a college president, Ron May, who was here, I guess, 15 years ago. He and the town tried to work something out. Unfortunately, it didn't work out at that time. But I think that's something we really need to go back and look at. I don't know that certainly us as a municipality, I don't know that we have the financial resources to do this by ourselves, but we certainly could help working with these other organizations. I would highly encourage.
Councilwoman Wood?
Thank you all for coming out tonight. In February, Ken and I got to go to the UNC School of Government where we got, extensive training on municipalities and how it's run. My goal as your councilman is to get as much training as possible to better serve my community. I'm new at this, so I'm trying to learn different, just how to serve my community better. Tuesday, I had a chance to meet the governor, as Mayor Neal said. My classroom was chosen as one of the classes where he got to come in and spend some time with my students, and he really enjoyed it. He talked about his mother being a teacher from Nash County, I didn't know that, so, it was a very good experience. I got to experience, teacher, Ms. Wood, and I got to experience them as councilwoman Wood, because after we left the classroom, we went to a briefing with, council members, so that was a very, very good experience, not just for me, but for my students who will probably never in their lifetime get to see anything like that. So that was a very good experience, that I would cherish.
Councilwoman Stein.
As some of you may know, March is Women's History Month. And to that, I say thank you to all the women that forged a path to make the women that we are today, a little stronger. As some of them probably did not have an easy way to go about it. And to them, I say thank you. I want you all to have a very blessed Easter holiday. I thank you all for coming out. We appreciate your time and your comments. And if there's something that we can do to serve you better, let us know.
Thank you. Councilwoman Wright.
Thank you. I just would like to thank everyone for coming out this evening also, and just thank you for what you're doing. The calls are much appreciated when I see you, but you just say something to me, that's the opportunity. You can't come to me, whatever. I am always ready to listen. I cannot give you an answer at that point, but I will listen to you and bring it to the appropriate person. Also, I didn't do too much on the calendar this month, this week, days and all. And so, but I will be going Friday evening, Thursday, the 28th is my regular board meeting at the Carter in Vance County. So I'll be going up there at 6:30 for that.
Okay, Councilwoman Baker.
I don't know a whole lot. As Melita mentioned, back in February, we went to Chapel Hill for 2 days of training with the store government basics of municipal government. Learned quite a lot about the different statutes and regulations we have and what we can and cannot do. It's also nice to network with some council members and mayors in different municipalities around the state. One of my campaign promises was that I would take this job very seriously, and that's what I aim to do, to get the proper training and education to better serve. As I mentioned, please keep bringing up your concerns. There's a lot of things that it's not a deliberate omission. It's just maybe we've never thought of it. We don't know about it unless you bring it to our attention. So we really do appreciate when you do bring those things up. Please continue to do that. That's about it. I hope you all have a good rest of your month and happy Easter.
Councilman Grant.
I just want to thank everyone for being here tonight, and I hope you have a happy Easter and thank you.
Again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out tonight and for your comments and questions. Item number 15, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We move the property second that we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All in favor?
Yeah.